Have you ever made your own chocolate ice cream? It's actually pretty easy, especially when you get the ingredients ready ahead of time and you just follow the simple steps in the recipes. I really liked Scoop Adventures because it taught me how to make my own ice cream using a very simple base. And just following the steps in the recipe, I was able to make my own ice cream and it was really good. Everybody really liked it. So I've been making this chocolate ice cream recipe ever since, and my family keeps raving about it, and they keep wanting me to make it. So since I was going to create a recipe anyways that I can follow every time and get consistent results, I figure I might as well share it with you guys because it's really good. Now, since I use the salted caramel hot cocoa packets that Starbucks puts in the stores, it kind of gives it a very subtle salted caramel flavor, but you can also use whatever cocoa powder you prefer if you like. Just follow the recipe and add 1/3 of a cup. Now when I mix mine all together inside the hot liquid base, it whisks in very thoroughly and nicely, especially when I add the chopped chocolate in 2 segments. Now the recipe is written so that if you're even a beginner, you can understand it fairly simply, but don't hesitate to ask any questions if you have any, and I can answer them for you, or we can find the answer together. Now another trick is to make sure that your base is completely chilled before you put it in your frozen ice cream core. Now if you're an experienced ice cream maker, you might be rolling your eyes and saying this is kind of a given, but the first time I ever made ice cream, my base was warm and I didn't chill my core, so I felt a little bit silly. So if this is your first time, don't worry. I've probably made most of the common mistakes myself, so I'm not going to laugh at you, and there are no such thing as stupid questions. So why don't you give this a try? It's actually really easy, and then you can have your very own chocolate ice cream at home, and you can mix in whatever nuts, berries, or chocolate candies that you want to add to it to give it the texture that you really want. And then after it's done churning, you're going to want it to freeze in your freezer. I actually don't recommend the container I use because it's really thick and it was really hard for it to freeze and solidify for us to use. But this ice cream is also perfect for a milkshake, so if you want to spoon it right into some cups, that's perfectly fine. It's a little bit thick, but everybody loves it when we serve it here. So it's actually really simple. You can make your own chocolate ice cream. Enjoy!